Trustee Zalick.
Here.
Trustee Giesers.
Here.
Trustee Frusaloni.
Here.
Trustee McCarthy.
Here.
Mayor Severino.
I'm going to turn this over to Trustee Geezer because it was his idea to bring the Weebelos in, which we all thought was fantastic, so would you take it?
I would. We are very pleased to welcome some representatives from PAC 196, Senior Weebelo Scouts, and they will present the colors tonight and then lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So, Scouts, why don't you begin?
Don't forget to turn your microphone on.
Joe, would you turn the mic on for him?
You got it. Hit it one more time. There you go.
Color guard, attention. Audience, please rise. Color guard, forward march. Halt. Please cross the colors. Scout salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard dismissed.
Very well done.
Yeah? Yeah. Why don't you say? You can say it. Well, thank you very much, Scouts. Trustee Frusaloni would like to say something?
If you guys want to join us up here, we're going to take a picture with you. So you guys are actually going to come stand back here with us. You guys did a great job.
No fighting over the gavel.
You guys come down here by the mayor.
Taller than me.
Taller than Mary. Taller than Mary.
Stop it. I swear. Okay, who are we looking at? All right, one more for Tia.
Actually, three.
This is one you got to smile for.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Thank you.
Well, great job, Scouts. And since people are watching this on TV, if you are running a Scout group in Carroll Stream, we'd love to have you come join us and present the colors. Just send an email to one of us trustees or the mayor or to village staff, and we'll get you on the schedule. But thank you very much for joining us today. You did a great job. Before the meeting, they came a little early and they asked us some questions about things. John Zalick was here early to answer many questions about police work and other things. So, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Geezer, for putting that together and bringing them in early and having them ask us some very important questions. Thank you. Their motion to approve the minutes of our October 3rd, 2022 Village Board meeting.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Trustee McCarthy, seconded by Trustee Frusaloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Tia, do we have any addresses from the audience that might have come in?
We received no electronic public comments.
No electronic. Do we have any, Mr. Rhodes is going to check, our village attorney? Nothing? Nothing? There being none? Is there a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved?
Second.
Moved by trustee Giesers, second by trustee Zalick. Clerk call the roll.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Giesert.
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read what is on the consent agenda?
Certainly. Board and Commission reports. St. Andrew United Methodist Church, 250 North Gary Avenue Corridor Review, new monument sign. Approved 4-0 with conditions, no village board action required. Staff reports and recommendations. Request to purchase 7 Dodge Durango police vehicles from Thomas Dodge for a total cost, including delivery, of $261,187.
Yes.
Ordinances. Ordinance adopting rules and regulations of the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners, amending Chapter 3, Section 4, Order of Examinations of the Rules and Regulations of the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners.
Yes.
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 That is ordinance number 2022-10-48. New business. Recommendation for the reappointment of Charlie Tusek to the Plan Commission Zoning Board of Appeals for a 5-year term expiring October 31st, 2027.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Approval of an amplification permit with a waiver of the application fee for the recycling event on November 5th and holiday tree lighting on December 2nd, both being held at the Ross Ferraro Town Center.
Yes.
Yes.
Raffle license application, Neighborhood Food Pantries. Approval of a raffle license and waiver of the fee and manager's fidelity bond for the Girls' Night Out fundraiser to be held at Joe Cotton Ford on November 13th, 2022.
Yes.
Yes.
Payment of bills. Regular bills, October 4th, 2022 through October 17th, 2022.
Yes.
Yes. Addendum warrants, October 4th, 2022 through October 17th, 2022.
Yes.
Treasurer's report, revenue expenditure statements and balance sheet for the month ended September 30th, 2022.
Received.
Received.
And that concludes the items on the consent agenda, Mayor.
Is there a motion to put those items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frusaloni. Clerk call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Giesert.
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
There a motion to approve those items by omnibus vote?
So moved. Second.
Moved by trustee Berger, seconded by trustee Garvey. Clerk call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Giesert.
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
I'm impressed. 7 minutes. 7, and if it wasn't for the Weeblos, it would probably have been 5 minutes. This is the shortest meeting we've had.
Oh, yeah.
Where we could get in a long.
Not over yet.
I think last time we missed a meeting before, and we tried to jam everything for a month into, one meeting, which was
Definitely a short meeting.
definitely. So now
We have
we'll go to
report.
report officers. This could take some time, though. Trustee Berger?
Thank you. I do feel like I just sat down. This past weekend, I attended services for a longtime resident of Carroll Stream. Many of you may know Erica Roberts. It was a really nice service. She passed away from cancer, long fought battle. And some of the words that were used to describe her during the services were tenacious, strong, feisty, smart, determined, compassionate, and a good friend. And it was a really nice service because those of us who knew Erica, she was feisty. And if you were on the wrong side of her issue, you felt it. But she was compassionate and she cared, and she could also be a very good friend. But the other reason I'm bringing this up was the sense of community for her services. A lot of her Carroll Stream friends got together, planned out the service, worked out the food and food donations and everything, and just took the burden off from her husband Jim and her kids and planned the whole thing. And I just thought that was such a nice thing, it's a good representation of the community. So I wanted to mention that. Also, last week on Friday, correct, Julia? Sure.
It was Friday.
Yeah,
yes.
Friday. Time goes by too fast sometimes. Myself and Clerk Schwarzy, we attended a League of Women Voters event with a speaker by the name of Dr. Terry Wu. And it was, I almost didn't go. We were texting that morning, and I had a lot of work to do. And I said, yeah, I said, I signed up to go, but I got a lot of work. And I said, but I signed up, I should go. And I was so glad that I did, because it was a really fascinating presentation. And basically what he did was he used the science of the brain to explain how we react to other people, or maybe people who don't look like us, or people with different viewpoints. And it was fascinating because we have programming in our brain that dates back to prehistoric times, so it goes back to the whole survival, almost a fight or flight type situation, and our perceptions of a threat. And some of that old programming is still in our brains, and he made sense of everything. There was just something sort of comforting in hearing him talk, because all the chaos we've had the last few years, he kind of made sense out of it, just strictly talking about the human brain and how it works. And it even, political divides, social issues, you name it. And it won't surprise some of you, but the analogy that hit home most with me was a stadium full of people cheering for the same team. Now, if those people are smart, they're cheering for Purdue. But in the analogy, it's just any school. And all of the people in that stadium, they're part of the same tribe. They're all cheering for the same thing. Even though they might be high-fiving a stranger after a touchdown. It's football season, so I'm going with that. Baseball's over for me. And but outside of that stadium, they could have very opposing political views, or they could be fighting and calling each other names on Twitter. But when they're in that stadium wearing the same colors, they're part of the same team. And there was just sort of a comforting message, even though we're not there, as a whole, with accepting other viewpoints or people that look different and things like that. But there was just something oddly comforting in having an explanation as to why we are the way we are and how we can go about changing that. So I just wanted to thank the League of Women Voters for putting on that event, because I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I didn't blow it off. So with that, I will end my report.
Thank you, Trustee Berger. Trustee Garvey?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
No report. Trustee Zalik?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First off, I do want to thank the scouts from PAC 196. Did a wonderful job. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule. So thank you very much. And thanks to parents for bringing them in. Second of all, I want to thank, I want to wish good luck to our CERT team. They're going to be going to the Prairie State Challenge tabletop exercise later this month, and I hope they do well. I'm sure Trustee Fruzzoloni will mention stuff about the CERT team. I also want to thank staff for putting together the first senior newsletter. It was awesome, and it makes me feel good that some people might feel forgotten, in where they live and stuff, and to just be part of the community, that's just Carol Stream. That's awesome. So thank you, everybody who had a little bit to do with that. Next, happy Halloween to everybody. Happy Halloween. Get lots of candy, but watch out for cars. And then finally, keep law enforcement and military in your thoughts and prayers. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Zalik. Trustee Gieser?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I, too, would like to thank the senior Webelos from PAC 196. They did a terrific job, as we all saw. They also, before the meeting, we had a chance to talk a little bit about local government, the community, leadership, so we had some nice questions, and so thank you for doing that. Also, yesterday, I had the privilege to speak with the Girl Scouts of Troop 55212. Cody's 55212. Also about the community, they're beginning their Silver Award process, and I guess I'm going to be meeting with them periodically to help them to be a community mentor, to help them as they're coming up with their project they'd like to do to help the community. So thank you for doing that, ladies. That was wonderful. Also, we've got a few events coming up that we should alert everyone to. The Halloween decorating contest, we're in the final lap here. The deadline is on Friday at 5 p.m. That's Friday, October 21st. So if you see a house in Carol Stream that you think is fabulously or spookily decorated, please send an email to decoratingcontest@carolstream.org. That's decoratingcontest@carolstream.org. And if you don't want to nominate, you can just go to the story map, which is on the website, as well as Carol Stream's social media, and you can take a look at all the different houses that are nominated. As of speaking right now, we have 29 homes that are nominated, and we still have a few days left, so I think we're going to definitely get up around 40, so which is a high number for us. We usually get between 30 and 40, so this will be terrific. But do take a tour and see all the terrific homes. There are many homes that they've really done a great job. So please take advantage of that with your family and friends. Also, the parade committee, it's maybe getting to be winter, but the parade committee never sleeps. They are planning for the 2023 parade, and the first fundraiser of the year will be a week from Tuesday, October 25th, all day at Culver's in Carol Stream on Schmale Road. Dine in, drive through, take out. You don't need a flyer. It's all day long from 10:30 till 10 o'clock. So please, if you have a chance, stop by there. Also, I'm sure Tia will mention this, but we do have a recycling event coming up on November 5th, so I'll just let her talk about that. And I should say, on a personal note, happy 23rd birthday to my son, Ricky Gieser. He celebrated it on Friday, so happy birthday to him. And on another personal note, we're talking about the senior newsletter and some of the places it will go. I'm proud to welcome my mother-in-law, Barbara Curl, to Carol Stream. She moved into Colony Park Apartments on Wednesday, so she'll be getting the opportunity to read the senior newsletter. So welcome, Barb, and hope you enjoy as much as we all enjoy Carol Stream. That's my report.
Thank you, Trustee Gieser. Trustee Frizzalani.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Great job. I know it's very hard to get up in public and to present the colors and to remember the Pledge of Allegiance, even though you guys know the Pledge of Allegiance. You guys did an amazing job, so thank you so much for coming in. Sorry that I was a little late, but you guys asked some really great questions, and you did get your picture with the mayor, so mission accomplished. Halloween, we've talked about, is coming up. Actually, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today is Halloween. Halloween trick-or-treating hours are 3 to 7 p.m. Now, I know some kids go to 7:30. It's very rare that we ever get kids in our neighborhood past probably 7:45. But please remember that it's getting dark early, and there's going to be little ones, and they're going to get very excited because they're going to see a house that has like a big, huge candy bowl, and they're going to run across the street in front of cars. So please just be very, very careful as the kids are out. Glow sticks are great. I always gave my kids glow sticks and flashlights, and that was part of their costume. So please, parents, make sure that your kids have something reflective with them so that people can see them when they're driving through the neighborhoods. Hopefully, the fall colors are actually going to come into full bloom. I was very disappointed. I said to my husband, hey, when I drive to work, I see the fall colors. Let's go for a drive. And I just kept going, green, green, green. I'm like, where's the fall colors? Apparently, just one little stretch of West Chicago. It's the weirdest thing. But with this cold weather, leaves are starting to fall. They're going to change and fall very quickly, I have a feeling. So I asked our Director of Public Works, Phil Modaff, if we have another street sweeping that's going to be happening, because the one thing that I am seeing is a lot of leaves that are in the storm sewers. So if we get any rain, that is just going to flood the streets. So please, if you have storm sewers in front of your house, please make sure that you're cleaning them regularly. I know we clean ours probably twice a week at this point, and it's going to get more frequent. But we do have one more street sweep that will go through town in the next couple of weeks. We just had one about 2 weeks ago, so we'll have one the next couple of weeks, but leaves are still going to fall afterwards. So please just be aware that we can cause flooding very quickly from the leaves. And then just the last thing I just wanted to mention is, on the agenda, we approved the purchase of 7 police vehicles totaling $261,187. That sounds like a lot of money for police vehicles. However, we have been having some major challenges, like a lot of other places are, with supply chain issues. So we have placed orders for vehicles months and months and months ago. Last year, orders get canceled. So over the last year, we've had to take advantage of opportunities when vehicles become available to us to be able to purchase. And we got very lucky that these vehicles became available for us to purchase. And what the really nice thing is this is a dealer that we have been doing business with. We've bought cars from them in the past, and they honored a contracted price with us. They did not upsell like they could have, very easily could have in this market. So I just wanted to explain, it sounds like, we're spending a lot of money on police vehicles, but this was planned purchases from this fiscal year, and actually this is going to take us into fiscal year 23-24. Because now we're able to replace cars that have 105,000 miles, 80,000 miles, cars that are anywhere from 2013 to 2017. So these are not new cars that we're replacing, and our police cars have to get to a certain stage before we go through and replace them. And we do have a replacement schedule that we have for all of our vehicles. So I just wanted to just explain that, because it might sound like we're spending a lot of money, when in reality, we're replacing cars that have a lot of miles on them and cars that need to be replaced. So we're very fortunate that we actually found 7 police vehicles that were available and at a contracted price that they were willing to honor. So I just wanted to explain that. And with that, I will wish everyone a happy Halloween and end my report.
Did you talk about the certs? Did I miss that?
Oh, sorry. Well, I was going to talk about it after the Prairie State Challenge. So we have a community emergency response team, CERT for short. Right now, we actually have classes that are going on Thursdays over at the fire department. We use their training room over there because it's a joint. 1 week police department does the training, another week fire department's going to do training. So what our community emergency response team is, we're basically certified first responders through FEMA. It's a FEMA certified program, and when you go through the 10 weeks, you, like me, can become a certified first responder, which just basically means I could go to any state in the 50 states, and I could join a CERT team, and we speak the same language, we have similar training, so therefore during any kinds of natural disasters, or even small, car accidents, things like that, I'm trained to be able to jump in and help. So our CERT team gets invited when there is something called the Prairie State Challenge. Normally, it is a competition, but this year, the other teams around Illinois said, because it's COVID and whatever, we haven't had a lot of training time, so they want to do a tabletop exercise, and it's going to be held at College of DuPage. So it's going to be all day on Saturday, and it's teams from all over the suburbs, the city of Chicago, western suburbs, southern suburbs, northern suburbs. So these are people that we have competed with and against in the past, and now we're going to come together in a tabletop exercise and share ideas and train. And that's what the most important thing is to keep up with training. So I will give a report at our next board meeting. And with that, now I will end.
Thank you, Trustee Frizzell.
You're very welcome.
Trustee McCarthy.
Thank you very much. First off, again, Scouts, thanks for coming. We always appreciate our younger people coming in and getting a taste of our village and how a meeting works, because we're going to blink our eyes, and you guys are going to be the ones running these meetings or running the village. or being the police chief and police officers. So the more interaction we have now, the more you learn and decide where you want to go. So again, thank you for coming in, and you're always welcome. The New Village newsletter, I think, is outstanding. We always try to find every possible way to reach out to our residents. And when we stopped doing our mailed newsletter years ago, because it just didn't, nobody was reading it, and it didn't cost any, I mean, it cost a lot. But then we decided to come during our, when we all met and some of our goals, one of our goals was to reach back out to people who don't necessarily have a lot of computer access. And it's kind of funny, it started at the last tree lighting. Somebody came up to us, and they wanted to sign up for something with another body, with Park District. Well, how do you do it? Well, you go online, you do this. I don't have online, so what do I do? Well, you could call here and then do, and it was kind of running them in a circle even to get information. So we kind of all said, you know what, maybe we need to get back to a paper copy at least to have them available. So they'll be available here at the village, and then library. Go ahead, Tia.
We will deliver copies to each of the senior living facilities in town. We'll also make them available to the townships, the Park District, Library District, and have them at Village Hall, and also provide a copy to the Carroll Stream Historical Society for their archives.
Outstanding. With Halloween coming up, like Trustee Frusaloni said, you know, kids be careful, but us drivers, us adults, we got to watch out. They're going to be too excited, going for the next candy or finding who's got the full-size candy bars. They're going to run right across the street. So especially, just to let everybody know, yeah, you might want to pop over onto Canyon Drive.
Yes, but early, because they go
Early.
through 2,000 full-size candy bars in a couple of hours. So.
But look out. Kids are going to dart out from everywhere, but not just on Halloween, anytime, especially in the later seasons when it gets dark earlier. Kids are still up and about, and we might get a little bit lackadaisical, and next thing you know, a kid's jumping out in front of us. So we really got to be careful when we're driving. We got to look out for crosswalks, as I say quite often. We need to stop at crosswalks and let people cross. So be careful, have a great Halloween. The other thing I've had a couple people mention to me recently, something we bring up here and there, dog owners. A few things. Your dog has to be leashed when you're walking them. Doesn't matter if it's a good dog, a well-trained dog. There might be another dog who's not. Or there might be a kid who does something that scares the dog, and then all of a sudden the dog judge has to talk to him. And so keep them on short leashes. Make sure to pick up after them. If you don't have a yard, the Park District has a very nice dog park that you can, I think it's $10 a year. I mean, it's something very inexpensive that you can get a dog pass, and it's right off of North Avenue, that you can take your dog and go off leash. But when you're walking them in the community, they need to be leashed, and we need to clean up after our dogs. Just kind of a reminder, because we seem to forget that. Also, with leaves coming down and everything, like Trustee Frusaloni said, again, make sure your storm drains are cleared out. Also a good time to kind of look around and make sure there's no large sticks or garbage or anything else. It's a quick, easy way to kind of keep our community looking a little nicer by just picking up a little bit. So if you have time, please do. Besides that, everybody have a great Halloween, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you, Trustee McCarthy. Tia, would you like to go over a few things that we're doing?
Absolutely. Continuing on the discussion about communication being one of our top strategic goals for this year, just wanted to note that our administrative intern, Grace Trajani, helped us with the creation of this senior newsletter, and she also worked closely with Human Resources, Janice and Human Resources, to create an internal employee newsletter as well to enhance communications there. And keep a lookout for our YouTube channel, as we're going to be working on restructuring that to make it a little bit easier to navigate and more accessible. And as mentioned earlier, we do have a recycling event coming up. It's the annual Pumpkin Smash, and that will be occurring on Saturday, November 5th, from 8 a.m. to noon at the Ross Ferraro Town Center this year. And we're going to be smashing pumpkins for compost material. They're really great for it. They're nutrient dense, water dense, and this will actually be occurring all throughout DuPage County at a bunch of other facilities as well. In addition, this year we'll be taking electronics, monitors, and TVs for a small fee. We'll be doing textile recycling, and this year we've added paper shredding. So we're very excited to have everybody come out. Let's make sure that we're being environmentally conscious and just recycling things carefully. And then don't forget to save the date for Friday, December 2nd, for the holiday tree lighting with the Carroll Stream Park District over at the Ross Ferraro Town Center and in Fountain View Fitness. Santa will be on site. There'll be some pictures, some holiday snacks, and the event will be running from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
What time is the recycling event?
8 a.m. to noon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a fee for the documents?
There's not a fee for document shredding. In fact, the only item that there's a fee for us to take for recycling would be monitors or TVs, and those range between $25 to $35 depending on their size.
And how many banker boxes could they bring in?
There's a limit of 6 boxes or paper bags per person.
Thank you. Any other questions for them? This is a big event for us to be able to do this. When you say smashing pumpkins, we can't get sick for that, could we, by smashing pumpkins? Rick? No, it's a joke.
I'll give them a call.
That means when we throw them in the trailer, as the people bring them, we try and throw them, who could throw them the farthest and who could last the longest. So we actually make it into a fun day. Thank you. Clerk Swarzy?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I would also like to thank the senior Webelos. Is it Webelos or Webelos? Webelos Scouts. Thank you, guys. You did a great job. Thank you for being here tonight and leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance as well as presenting the colors. Also wanted to mention it is National School Bus Safety Week starting today. So just a reminder, as Trustee Zalick is always reminding us, please follow school bus safety laws. Talk to your neighbors, just make sure everybody is paying attention. We need to keep our kids safe. And speaking of kids, there is a lot of you probably know about the Carroll Stream Panthers Youth Football League. There's a football league as well as a youth cheer league, and they're kind of a feeder teams into the high school, Glenbard North, and they are always seeking sponsors. So one of the perks is Greg and I are gold sponsors. They invited us to do a ceremonial coin toss. We got to go on the field at the game the other night, as well as go up into the box and see how the announcers do their work. So really fun. It's a great cause. So if anybody's interested in sponsoring the cheer or the football, talk to me. I know who the people are to get in touch with. So that's something to think about. And also congratulations to Jason Pauling and Michelle Lopez of Public Works for their recent accomplishments and recognitions. I know you mentioned that in the weekly. And congratulations to IT Director Talavera and Engineer Patel on receiving the IT Innovation Award. That's pretty big. It's nice to have staff that are so recognized here in Carroll Stream. Also, early voting is going on at the DuPage County Fairgrounds. Just there right now is early voting, but this coming Monday, the 24th, early voting starts all over DuPage County, so keep that in mind. And wanted to mention a fundraiser for the Wayne Winfield Area Youth Family Services, which serves a lot of Carroll Stream residents. They are having a fundraiser. If you dine at Village Tavern tomorrow between the hours of 11 a.m. and 11 p.m., the Ways organization gets 20% of that. So that goes toward, people in need, families, school children, mental health services, everything. So the only thing you have to do is you go to the Village Tavern website and you download a flyer. You bring that flyer to the business, to Village Tavern, present it, and then Ways will get the 20% off of your meal. So please consider doing that. That's actually tomorrow, which is the 18th of October. That's tomorrow. And on that note, I just wanted to say shop and dine in Carroll Stream. That's all I have.
Thank you. Very good report. Our village attorney, Mr. Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say how very impressed I was with the Scouts and the way they did the presentation tonight. I think they did a really well job. Congratulations on that. I was very impressed. Also, my congratulations to Charlie Tuchik on his reappointment. He's a very good plan commissioner that does a lot of really good work for the village, and it's nice to see him reappointed again. And with that, that's it. No further report.
Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. Our village manager, Mr. Meller?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a comment on the pumpkin recycling event. Every year, we get pumpkins that are very artistically done, and it's almost a shame to throw them in the recycling bin, because we have some real artists in Carroll Stream. In addition to the employees that Village Clerk Schwarzy mentioned, also wanted to recognize our Planning Economic Development Manager, Tom Ferrazzi, who recently served as a panelist at the American Planning Association State Conference, and that's to train plan commissioners on how to be a plan commissioner. So congratulations to Tom on that. And then just to recognize a couple of our contractors that have gone above and beyond to help us out. Christopher Burke, who is one of our consulting engineers, recently donated 75 trees to municipalities in celebration of the Morton Arboretum 100th anniversary and the 50th anniversary of the Conservation Foundation. Carroll Stream was fortunate enough through Phil's asking to receive a London plane tree, which is basically a sycamore tree, which is named after a town in Carroll Stream. And that tree is planted just north of our building here. So there'll be a plaque put out by the tree at some point. And then we also, Jacobs Engineering is our contractor that's responsible for operating our water reclamation center. They recently received on our behalf a grant, an energy efficiency grant of $9,000 for work that they did at the Water Reclamation Center to reduce energy use. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Troop 196, wonderful job. You almost put me out of business. Usually I do the Pledge of Allegiance, so, but you did a wonderful job. Thank you for presenting the colors, too. I would like to think that all our youth is going to be like you three were today. I look at you as the future, and I hope that a lot of young people that watch this meeting that we have may see what you just did tonight and maybe want to join and get involved in what you do. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank the board for putting Charlie Tuchek back on the Planning Commission. He's done an excellent job. It's a board vote. I could recommend him, but the board has to approve him, and it was a unanimous vote, so I think we all feel the same way. It's good to have people that work with, as a group, together, and especially in community development, where we have a lot of things going on all the time. The newsletter, I can't say enough about the newsletter. I delivered them to two of the places I happen to be going, to Wayne Township, and I asked Tia, you want me to take them? She said, sure. I said, I'm going right past Windsor. You want me to? Yeah, sure. So I stopped at Windsor, and of course, they didn't know who I was, you know, even though my picture's on the thing and I'm showing the guy, and it's like, but it doesn't matter. That's not why I went there. I went to drop them off. They seemed very happy to get them, and I know they were at Wayne Township, very happy to get them, so that's good. Thank you for the job you and the intern is doing. I keep saying you, and you keep saying the intern, you know, so it's a team effort is what it is. Thank you, though. That was one of the things that we did cover, that we wanted to go to get back to what we used to do, but to get them to people that read them. And it'll be the seniors that'll be getting them, like the library and that, so which is a good thing. Hopefully, we'll have enough news to be able to do this on a regular basis and keep everybody up on what's going on. We have a lot of questions about, people are asking over at the Water Reclamation Center. They are very concerned. I've had several people ask me, what are you building there? I mean, they don't read everything. If they read everything that we put out, they'd know that we're doing stream bank stabilization. We need a staging area, and we're going to be fixing that creek all the way through there, and they were like relieved. I almost told them we're gonna build a 50,000 square foot building there with big trucks coming in and out, just to see what reaction I would get. But after what we went through the last time, I figured I better, no jokes. So there'll be a lot of action about that. And Coon Road, all the way from Army Trail Road right now, on the sidewalk is tore up, and that's just a long project that seems like a lot of people, but not a lot of work happening. So I'm reminding me of being in Chicago and watching 7 guys stand around a truck and 2 guys were doing all the work and the other 5 guys were talking. So I know it's a big job and it's a small area to move through, but I wish they would get done a little faster because with this weather changing, I don't know how long they can get blacktop. They're probably into November, maybe. I don't know. I think they're a long way from being blacktop though, if I'm right. That and the intersections where we put the pads. So everybody's covered 4th of July, or 4th of July. I feel like Joe Biden, are you kidding me? Oh, my God. Halloween. I got the Halloween tie on and I'm thinking about 4th of July already. It's never too soon to talk about the 4th of July parade, right?
When is the fundraiser, Frank? Were you listening?
And yes, I was, and it was.
Kids,
in
when
my
is it?
mind. And I already have my office planned to go there and buy lunch for everybody in my office, so that'll work out perfect.
Excellent.
Thank you for doing that. Those are the things that happen, the one at the Village Tavern, all that money that's 20%, whatever number it becomes is very important that we do that in our community. So thank you, Trustee Geiser, for putting that together, and thank the Village Tavern. Culver's and the Village Tavern almost across the street from each other, but they're always making it better. So, with that, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Second.
moved by Trustee McCarthy and everybody else.
Okay.
Call the roll.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geiser. Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
Long meeting, long, short meeting.
I heard that.